With Paul Gilmore from Sky.
Thanks, Dan. Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
What is your team use for this game, in particular White and Saka? Are they available?
With Thomas, we of course is still out, Kieran is out, and with Ben, it's still out. We have to assess him and see how he's feeling, which is much better, and Bukayo the same.
How do you rate the chances of both White and Saka in this moment in time?
Very difficult to rate with injuries. It's just how they feel today, and that's the last day that we can assess them and try to get their feelings, basically.
Given the significance of this North London derby and what's at stake, does this feel like it's your biggest game as manager? How much are you relishing the challenge, looking forward to this one?
The most exciting one, probably. But we had others when we played the finals against Chelsea and Liverpool in the FA Cup and Community Shield. It was the same. It's when you have the opportunity to achieve one of your objectives in the season. You just can't wait to play the game because this is a job and the work that you've done throughout the season to try to earn it.
The fact that you can have such a positive achievement and qualify for the Champions League, but not only that, do it at the home of your big rivals. Has that been a factor in your message to the players this week?
No, the message is clear that if we win against them, we're in the Champions League next season. And I don't think you need any more motivation and to tell them anything less than that. The opportunity is there and we're going to play and go for it like we always do because it's how we have come into this position and that's how we're going to approach it.
Looking further ahead, Manchester City have signed are going to sign Erling Haaland. How much more difficult does that make it for all of the clubs, yourselves, Tottenham, Manchester United, Chelsea, to close that gap on the top teams?
We expect that every team is going to reinforce and get better every single year, and it's been the case in the last 3 or 4 years in particular, and you can see the standards and the level of the top teams in the league, which is unprecedented in the Premier League history, and that's the level. And I think it's going to get only more and more difficult, and that's all the planning that we have to do is to try to be at that level.
When it comes to improving your own team, I think the agent of Gabriel Jesus has confirmed there have been talks with Arsenal along with a number of other clubs. What can you tell us about that, and why do you like him?
You know that I don't talk about any players that are not with us.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank
we'll
you.
Go to Paul from KLP.
Hi, Mikel. I believe before the North London derby at home this season, you had a long-standing club employee talk to the players about sort of hammering home what a big game it is, what it means to fans. I wondered if you could tell us how that went, what sort of impact you saw it have on the players.
We try to approach every game emotionally as well the best way, and there are moments and people that can't describe what a game means better than I do, or in a different way that I do, and we always try to find the right way to get the players in the right mindset to play the game that they have to play that day.
You got anything special planned for this week, or has it happened already?
Whatever we do, it's always indoor clothes, and we will continue to do that.
It seems amazing that because of COVID and Spurs playing at Wembley, I think this is the first derby at Tottenham in front of a full house for 5 years or something. So most of your players will have never experienced it. Is it very different an occasion and atmosphere to a game at Stamford Bridge or on all the other big stages that the players have played?
It's different because the history about the North London, we all know about it, and what it means to our fans, and after that, just a football pitch with a lot of noise and crowd that will be excited to support the team, and we will have our fans as well for sure, 100% behind the team.
Thanks, Paul. Go to George from BBC.
Mikel, hello. You've won North London derbies as a player. You've won one as a manager as well. What gives you the best feeling? Winning a manager or being a player?
The winning factor is always the best feeling. It's different obviously as a player or manager, but in every occasion it's not just about winning, it's as well how you win those matches and the experience and that you go throughout the 95 minutes, especially when you play at home in front of your crowd.
The North London derby you had in September, I think 3-1, is that the game that sort of kick-started your season? Because for 30 minutes Arsenal were unbelievable that day. You just haven't looked back really from then.
It's It's a lot of moments, I think, that define the season, especially what happened against Norwich at home as well. It was the turning point, and then we went to Burnley and we managed to win, and then we have that game that we capitalized on it, and we went to the next one. But yeah, it's difficult. Obviously, it's a moment that emotionally and the attachment with the fans helps to generate some momentum, and at the time it certainly did.
How huge is this match in your Arsenal project? Because potentially what could come for Arsenal in the next 2 years compared to if you finish fifth could be quite different. So how big is it? How big does it feel?
Well, we all know where we want to be, and the competition that we have to be involved in. And in order to do that, we have to achieve through the Premier League this season what we want to do, and the opportunity now is ahead of us.
Ian from Talksall.
Hi, Mikel. You well? After the start to the season you made, where you lost 33 games, didn't score a goal, just describe for us how sitting here now, 90 minutes away from qualifying for the Champions League, how you've done it and how you feel.
This is football, and things turn around really quickly, both ways. And just be surrounded by good people, make sure you believe in what you do, be consistent with it, and then I think with time things happened in the way that they have to happen. But in football, sometimes they don't. So you need that element of luck as well. You need the element of support, and you need that ball to get in the net in the right moment when it needs to be.
Were you driven on by the criticism you got from outside early on in the season?
Well, you have to be prepared for that. This club is built, and the history tells you that you have to be the best in the country. You have to win every competition that you are involved with, and you have to deal with that pressure. And when you're not delivering results, it's part of the job.
Arsene Wenger described winning or getting into the Champions League like winning a trophy.
Mm.
Firstly, was he right? And secondly, is that how you'll feel tomorrow night if you win at Spurs and you are in the Champions League?
I hear that quote now many times from many different managers, and Arsene, I think he was the first one who said it, because he could probably see what was happening in this league and the difficulty of achieving that. Is the way he described it, and is the way he felt it, which is more important. I feel that for the club will be extremely important.
And finally, from me, Arsenal won the title, the double, at the old White Hart Lane. Do you think if tomorrow night you do win and qualify for the Champions League, the supporters will put that night up alongside the title-winning days that they had at the old Spurs ground and sing about it in the same way?
Hopefully we can have this conversation, and that happens tomorrow, and then we can see what happens and what the fans would like to do.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Mark from PA.
I'm Mikel. Sorry to burst a bubble of excitement for everybody, but you don't actually need to win tomorrow to get into the Champions League. So do you have to explain that to the players to take a bit of the pressure off tomorrow night? It's not winner takes all after all, is it?
For me, it's more about the exciting and the opportunities. And when you have that in football, you have to go and deliver and do it. And that's the mindset that we all have for tomorrow.
Does it take some of the pressure off, though, knowing you will get other chances to make sure you finish in the top four?
For me, it's not about the pressure. Again, it's about having that inner belief that tomorrow is the day, and tomorrow we want to achieve what we have earned.
You mentioned earlier on some of your players, a lot of your players, in fact, haven't experienced a game at Tottenham. Have you managed to work any way where you can prepare them for it? Have you had people talk to them that have experiences in that kind?
We always do it just to try to explain to the players what they have to expect, how they can handle certain situations, and try to make them visualize the game before they play it, and it won't be different for this game.
Okay, last couple in the broadcast section, James, Ollie.
Hi, Mikel. This game's obviously moved from January, and Tottenham were quite critical about that at the time. Do you think the way it's played out that you've ended up gaining an advantage from this fixture being so late in the season?
It's so many things that happened throughout the season that is very difficult to answer that question. It's what happens. It's a long time ago now, and this is the game that we have to play, and we haven't decided in many other moments when we play games or when games were postponed, and we haven't done it for this occasion either.
Antonio Conte said yesterday that one advantage for him is that he's had more time to work with his players than he had then. So in that sense, could it be actually harder for you, do you think?
I don't know. Let's see tomorrow. It's true that it's many months ago that game, and now we are much closer to the end, and the games took a different level of importance because of the situation that we both are.
And just finally for me, I know you won't talk about Jesus, but in general, if whatever happens with Lacazette and Nketiah, are you looking for a striker this summer?
I'm looking for the strikers that we have in the team, and this is my focus, and we have 3 games to go, and that's the only thing that I'm focusing.
James Bench, CBS.
It's been a very long time since anyone has won or picked up the result they needed away from home in a North London derby, but obviously you work with Edu, who was part of the team that achieved one of the great moments in North London derby history. Have you spoken to him, and has he spoken to the players about how you can raise your game on at this sort of moment?
Yeah, we have spoken not recently, but in many occasions about as well what they did that season, how they won it, and it's great. That's why it's very important to have players that they've been through things that this squad hasn't been able to deliver yet, to share those experiences and help us.
Thanks, James. That ends the broadcast section, so farewell to everyone on Zoom.